photographer and videographer based in Central Florida. I have been shooting weddings for about 3 years, and I'm mainly a documentary photographer. I capture the story and really focus in on the details. I love creating detail photos and really telling the story of someone's day. I own a business with my husband, and we actually met through wedding photography and videography. I hired him to my company, and it was history. We've just been collaborating since that time in 2019, and now we're in 2020, almost in 2021, and we're ready to do more weddings. The wedding photography game is hard. It's a lot of work. It's gruesome, but we do it all in the name of love. I started wedding photography because honestly I wanted money. Photography is such a large business. Like, there's so much money involved. I started doing small shoots back in the day. Back in 2014, I did smaller family photos and senior sessions, and eventually I did my first wedding, and they paid me $100, and it was a nightmare. After that, I swore I'd never do another wedding, and then I did a wedding out of the blue for like $350 or some odd, and that was a lot of money to me. And I did that wedding, and it was just the most intimate, beautiful wedding I've ever been to, and you could just feel the love, and it was just such a precious wedding. It was so small, done at a state park, and I think that's really what made me fall in love with weddings, was not like getting the money, but like just being a part of that intimate moment. Sometimes we do like 11-hour days from getting ready to the end of the night. There's so many things that these brides schedule, and you gotta capture it all. You gotta be there for everything. You can't miss anything. Kinda gotta be on your feet about everything. You gotta do it, and there isn't any stopping, and when they're stopping, you can breathe, but it's a lot of work. And I do miss the intimate weddings where it was small and easy, but I also enjoy the bigger paychecks, if I'm being honest. Well, one of my earlier weddings, it was the first wedding that I did off-camera flash. I just remember my assistant throwing some sand up in the air and tossing the dress at the same time, and we just got this epic shot of like the sand backlit and the dress backlit and them kissing, and it was just so epic, and that was just like one of the best shots I've probably ever had. And that whole wedding was just awesome, and they were such a supportive couple that I've grown and learned so much, and my style has changed so much, and I'm still grateful for even the bad weddings. Even when I didn't do a great job, I still learned from it and grew from it and came out as a better photographer. If I was talking to a photographer about their first wedding, first thing I would say is don't stress because it's not your wedding day. That's like the biggest thing about photographers nowadays, and I went through it too, where like my first wedding, like I was so stressed out. I was like, I have to get every single shot, it has to be perfect, and like blah blah blah. But it's like, get the shots that you need and stop worrying about like the nitty gritty stuff and just like go with the flow, because like I'm more chill now than I was back in the day. Like for my first photo and video wedding that I did both, like, and I hired somebody, I like almost had a panic attack probably like 4 times out of the whole day, just because I just wanted to control everything. I wanted to make sure everything was perfect, but that's not what a wedding is. It's an event. There's just so many unplanned things that are gonna arise, and you just kind of have to learn to just smooth sailing, just kind of just move with it, because there's nothing you can do. So back in the day, my original name was T. Roundtree Photography and Productions. And yeah, I thought I was like the bomb. And like I did so many sessions. I started out with $10 a session. That's right, $10 for a session, and I thought that was so much money, and I was so excited. And I started this in high school, so I was a little baby, but like I was so excited to start my photography business. I had my first camera. It was a Canon 70D, my first camera, and I was so excited to like start shooting photos, and like I had my friend who would model for me. And like it was just so fun. It was like something fun for me to do back in the day, because I was in a wheelchair in high school, and I just didn't really have anything to do, and you know, I could still walk and stuff, but you know, I had some other complications, and it was just like my thing to go to, because like, you know, there were so many people that were like bashing me, but you know, that was just my escape, was photography. I came out on the good end here because I started earlier. For the future, I'd love to just actually become an underwater photographer full time, because it's just like my passion. Like, I absolutely love underwater photography, and you know, I feel like wedding photography is sadly becoming more about the money, and I don't want that. So I just want something that I genuinely enjoy. I just love underwater photography. Just because I can really express myself and like do what I actually want to do and what I've wanted to do for years. And I've already started that, and I'm already transitioning, but you know, it's a process to fully like commit to that. But you know, that's where I see myself in the next 6 months, is full-time underwater photographer. My style used to be very saturated and like didn't really necessarily have a style. It was just kind of like whatever the picture looked like to me, I would shoot, or I would edit. But now it's gotten to the point where I'm basically light and airy, and I used to like say like I hate light and airy photographers, and now I'm a light and airy photographer.